in a bit, and Director Steve Williams, and then all of the people affiliated with Hope Clinic. Give it up for the Hope Clinic, because they have just. I do want to thank Dr. Kathy Flanagan because she pushed very hard to have this vaccination site out here in the A-Leaf Westwood area. So thank you, Dr. Kathy Flanagan. Look, let me just say we're here today. I want to thank Director Williams and the City of Houston Health Department in working with Hope Clinic in having this as a vaccination location in the A-Leaf Westwood area. Today, we'll probably do 500, if not a little bit more. The whole goal is to kind of get out into these communities all throughout the city, especially these communities where there's a great need, at-risk, vulnerable populations, a lot of diversity. And so I think already they've probably seen, maybe over 250 or more. And so they will reach that 500, if not more. I do want to thank Susan Christian and her team with special events for helping to set everything up. And her boys, her helpers. Things have gone very, very smoothly today. And look, we received 9,000 doses on Thursday. The waiting list is already long. You've heard about it. Over 70,000 people on the waiting list for area agency on aging. And then at the same time, there are pre-existing appointments that were already put in place, and then providing additional doses for at-risk, vulnerable communities to make sure that there's equity in distribution. So I certainly want to thank the health department for doing their job to making sure that with what we have, in spite of the huge demand and limited supply, that we distribute these vaccines as equitably as possible. The health department is doing two things at the same time: providing people with their first shot, and now we're at the point when people are needing their second shot. So we're doing two things at the same time. I want to quickly remind people that, for example, if your second shot is coming up, let's say on February the 6th, please do not be calling, right now or contacting us right now. We would say within 48 hours, if you haven't heard anything within 48 hours, but not 3, 4, a week and a half ahead of time, because that really just slows the process down. So wait for within at least 48 hours. And then I think the health department has put out some guidelines pretty much telling you where to go depending on when you got that vaccine. So I'm going to have Director Williams and his team to elaborate on that even further. I want to remind people that the virus is still very much in our communities. So continue to wear your mask, continue to social distance and all of that. And then Dr. Purse can kind of tell us where we are at this point. But I'm just so excited that we're making every effort to kind of get out throughout the community, not just at the Bayou Center, not just at Del Mar, but getting into these communities, and certainly with the A-Leaf Westwood area. Want people in this area to know that, you are not forgotten. And then as we get more supplies, then we can extend our reach to other vulnerable communities. So let me yield at this point. Yeah, come on, let's. You may wonder why I'm all excited today. I'm excited today, Susan, because my daughter's boyfriend proposed to her about an hour ago. Ashley Page Turner, he proposed, and before she could say yes, I was about to say yes for her. Yeah. She was taking too long. So he proposed, and I said, yes, she will, yes, she will, yes, she will. Yeah. So I'm very excited about today. It's a good day, so I'm very excited. Okay, let me call up Director Williams, and then we'll go from there. Director Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. Today is an example of how we in the Houston Health Department partner with local entities. In this case, the Hope Clinic, Andrea, I've known for a long time. We're really glad that we have FQHCs such as this that are really open to our partnering. I want to thank my staff for they're doing the legwork with the folks here at Hope Clinic. We know that the vaccine is absolutely scarce. We're not getting as much as we want to. We know that we want to reach a herd immunity of over 70%, and certainly we have to have the large sites. But it is with the examples that you see here, it's what we want to do to make sure that we have a certain outreach and penetration strategy for neighborhoods and certainly people of color, because we don't want to wait till the third or fourth quarter before we outreach into these neighborhoods. We will continue to operate our sites at our 4 health clinics, our city health department health clinics, in addition to having mega sites. But what you will begin to see is us going more out into neighborhoods in order to reach people that we want to reach. I want to reiterate that people who are scheduled for their second shots with our department, we will be reaching out to you. If you don't hear from us within the 48 hours, please call us. But I'm encouraging people to answer your phones. The phone call that you might get is not necessarily from the city of Houston. So if your shot is due really close, just answer your phone regardless of who it is, because it might be us telling you exactly when the shots are. We want to encourage people to also continue to mask up, continue to physically distance, continue to wash your hands, even though the vaccine is available. Take the opportunity to get tested, and when it's your time, take your best shot.
Thank you very, very much. And I tell you, representative from Hope Clinic.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you to the City of Houston and also for our Vietnamese Medical Association, who really champion the Vietnamese community. We are a very diverse city. There's, pockets of people that, especially seniors, that communicate better in different languages, and we are a community that embraces everybody. And so we're very pleased to be able to reach out to those seniors who are not comfortable in other languages and open our doors. We are amazingly happy to have been able to provide 500 immunizations for this community in Alief. We're starting our second round. We did 250 in the morning. We're doing another 250 in the afternoon. We're also very thankful to the Alief School District because they opened up their parking lot. The students came to volunteer. And involving our youth in this type of event is how we're going to champion and eliminate this virus. So thank you.
Thank you. Now let me call on Dr. Kathy Flanagan, was one of the coordinators for this event today.
First, we'd like to say thank you to Mayor Turner for your leadership and commitment to the Houston community as we continue to navigate through the difficult and challenging times due to COVID-19 pandemic. As the chair of the Mayor's Health Equity Response Task Force Medical Care Subcommittee, our mission is to provide education, guidance, and resources to Houston's underserved and high-risk populations by engaging in outreach within our communities in the fight to eliminate health disparities by tackling social determinants of health. Today, trusted physicians, nurses, and other healthcare providers are here to make sure that the communities that are disproportionately affected get the facts, share the facts, and stop the rumors. It is important that every person in every community has access to the vaccine in our efforts to decrease the spread of the coronavirus, to reduce hospitalizations, and to reduce death rates due to the complications of COVID-19. We want to continue to encourage you to wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, and get tested. And finally, thank you again to Mayor Turner, to the Hope Center, to the Vietnamese Medical Association, Doctors Ho, Nguyen, and I don't know if Dr. Pham is here, but Dr. Go as well. And also to all the nurses of the Vietnamese American Nurses Association, to Nervine Hope, who's always so generous and kind with her efforts to support us, HPD, who's here today as well. And also, Mayor Turner, thank you again for your leadership and all of the efforts that you make in keeping Houston's citizens safe and healthy. Thank you so much.
Dr. Purse. Tell us everything we need to know.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. So a couple of things. One is, Mayor, today's numbers aren't out yet, so we're still waiting on those. But I want to reinforce a couple of things that the Mayor and Dr. Flanagan and Stephen Williams have said. Well, number one is the virus is still in our community, so let's continue to mask up. The vaccine is a great advantage for us all, but there's only been a tiny amount has come in yet, so we still have a lot of work to do, and it will get done, and it is not going to be easy. Both the mayor and Director Williams talked about the timing of the second dose and us reaching out to folks to get your notification when it's going to be time for you to come in. Logistically, this is a challenge, and I want folks to understand that with both the Pfizer and the Moderna, and of course the city's distributing exclusively the Moderna vaccine, which is at 28 days, the Pfizer's at 21 days. The manufacturers originally said there was about a 4-day window before or after that you could get the shot. They have now come out, and this, with the CDC's support, have said that it could be up to 42 days. So speaking to the Moderna, which is ours, that is 6 weeks. So the Moderna is 28 days, which is 4 weeks. It's an additional 2 weeks. So if you don't get your shot exactly on day 28, don't lose any sleep over that, okay? It's really, you've got a whole 2 weeks after.
Please say that again.
Yeah, please do not lose any sleep if you don't get it exactly on the 28 days. You've actually got a whole another 2 weeks window to get it. And then, you know, heaven forbid, something in your situation should cause you to not be able to get it even within that 2 weeks. If you get it beyond that, you don't have to do the whole series over again. So really strive to get it and work with the provider that gave you the vaccine so you get it as close to the date with the Moderna 28 days as you can. But it's really unlikely that you're going to be able to get it exactly on the 28th day. For some people, that's going to wind up perhaps on a Sunday where your provider is closed. Or you've got to work on the day that would be the 28th day. So you've got to do it on the day before, the day after, a couple days before, a couple of days after. That is nothing to worry about, okay? So just everybody relax a little bit. We'll get it done, and we'll get you vaccinated. The other good news about vaccines, yesterday Johnson & Johnson put out their press release that there's a new vaccine available. And this is good news, too. This is a single-shot vaccine. And we don't have I don't, at least at this point, I don't have the scientific data. I only have the press release. But that's good news, and we can expect more of that. There are a couple of other vaccines which are on the horizon. And the real thing about one of our big challenges that the mayor mentioned is that we have a limited amount of vaccine compared to the number of people who want it. As more vaccines come available, that means more vaccine will be coming into the community. And we'll manage that as it comes. And that's what I've got, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. And I really want to emphasize that it's 28 days. But it doesn't necessarily have to fall in that 28 days. It could be that 30th day or the 35th day. And you don't have to repeat the cycle, for example, if it's not on that 28th day. So please bear that in mind. But it's our goal to try to stay with you as close as possible to that 28th day. So please, just be very, very patient with us. Look, I know how important getting these vaccines out to the diverse community. Communities are at risk. Communities of color throughout our city. I know how State Representative Jean Wu feels about that. So State Representative Jean Wu, please come.
Thank you so much, Mayor. My name is Jean Wu. I represent the Southwest area and state legislature. And I just want to be here as a sign of solidarity, a sign of support, especially as a big thank you to Mayor Turner and his office, who have really, really stepped up to fill in the gaps that I think that the state unfortunately has left, and really filled in the critical areas of distribution that we've needed at the local level. And I've been a big person complaining about this issue of the state sending a lot of doses, like tens of thousands of doses, to private hospitals that are just giving it to their individual customers first before handing it to other people. And I think the mayor and the county judge have really turned that around, and we're making sure that we're getting these vaccines to our local FQHCs. And not only do I want to thank the mayor and the county judge, but also thank our local federally qualified health centers. They have really stepped up and served the community that has been forgotten. And Hope Clinic, Legacy, and many others, they have done just a yeoman's job of doing what they were designed to do, and that is to serve underprivileged communities, serve our communities of diversity. And as a reminder, when they come around this year or next year raising money for their clinic, I hope everyone steps up and remembers their amazing contributions, and do not be light with that checkbook. Thank you so much.
Chief, who's representing, who's going to speak for the Vietnamese doctors?
Dr. Ho.
Come on.
Hi, I'm very grateful for the mayor and the Hope Clinic and the City of Houston Health Department for all of this opportunity. This is a horrific pandemic, and it requires a whole team, and literally we are part of that piece of the puzzle is to connect to our patients who may not speak English or have computers or savvy in the cultural practice. And so in the last 48 hours, we have been just not sleeping, but just really trying to get the people into this registration for the vaccine. And I'm very thankful for everyone that contributed to this.
Yes. Cảm ơn quý bác, quý cô, quý chú. Rất cảm ơn thị trưởng đã giúp cho cộng đồng chúng ta có được 300 mũi vaccine COVID hôm nay, và đặc biệt chỉ dành cho những bác trên 65 tuổi. Tại vì những người đó không có biết được cái cách mà để ghi danh như thế nào, rất là khó khăn. Và cũng cảm ơn Hope Clinic đã cho mượn đã giúp cái facility này để mà giúp các bác để có được được chích ngày hôm nay. Mấy bác rất là vui và cảm ơn rất là nhiều. Bác sĩ Khanh là người đã giúp đỡ cho cộng đồng chúng ta để có những cái cuộc hợp tác như vậy với thành phố Houston. Cảm ơn quý rất là nhiều.
Thank you. And I think Councilmember Thomas is here. This is her district, Councilmember Thomas. See anyone? Councilmember Thomas. Come on. Yes, at least say hello.
It's raining, so I'll make this brief. I want to thank the mayor's office, the HER Task Force, Hope Clinic, Alief ISD, our super neighborhood, and the Vietnamese Medical Association for their work. We will continue to make sure that opportunities are available for all residents in our community as we receive our allotments. So this is a joint venture, and we are always supportive to make sure that we get the resources in our community that we deserve. Thank you.
Thank you. Grease will always work. Just put a little dab up here, a little dab up here. Use a comb, part it, and dab a little grease. That'll be okay. Chief Pena, come on, say hello to us.
Thank you, Mayor. Don't touch any of the electronics. It's raining out here. I want to also congratulate Mayor Turner's daughter on her proposal. Congratulations to her, and thank you, Mayor, for having us here. Good to be here with Representative Wu, and also Hope Clinic, and to really further the excellent work that the health departments, Director Williams and his staff have been doing. One thing I want to communicate is I'm here with my 88-year-old neighbor, and please reach out to your neighbors, the elderly, those that are not savvy with the technology, to assist them in registering for the process. It's critically important that we reach those that we have to reach in this group. So reach out to your neighbors, reach out to the elderly, and assist them in getting registered and getting their vaccine. The other thing I'd like to state and stress is pick up the phone when you're called. I know Director Williams mentioned this. The calls, sometimes, I know I do it. If I don't recognize the number on my cell phone, I don't pick it up. But it may be the health department, especially if you're waiting on the vaccine for your second dose. Answer the phone so you can properly register for the vaccine. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief.
Yes, sir. En español. Mire, estamos agradecidos aquí al Centro Hope y al alcalde Turner y a todos los que están aquí representados porque estamos dando las vacunas a la comunidad minoritaria. Es importante que la comunidad minoritaria acuda a estos centros. En cuanto nos lleguen más vacunas, vamos a distribuirlos en estos centros. Les quiero pedir a la comunidad que contacten a las personas ya mayores. Muchos de ellos no pueden usar las computadoras o los teléfonos para registrarse apropiadamente. Queremos que les ayuden para poder registrarlos para que vengan a acudir a estos centros a recibir sus vacunas. Gracias.
Okay, anyone else that needs to speak? Yes, David. I'm sorry, Dave, come on.
My name is David Acosta, and I'm the president of the board of Hope Clinic. And as the host to this event, I want to thank everybody for showing up today. I want to thank the mayor and his equity task force, his response team, fantastic people. I am not only the president of the board, I am a patient of Hope Clinic. So I come here for the last 6 years. I've been coming to Hope Clinic and being treated by these fantastic people back here. So we need to give them a round of applause, the doctors, the nurses, all the healthcare workers that take care of you, because they're putting their life on the line. They are the frontline workers. One of our doctors died last year from COVID. So next time you go to and see one of these people, tell them thank you. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, let me just say thank you again. I want to encourage people. I know that there's still some vaccine hesitancy. I received the second shot today right here at Hope Clinic. So got my second shot. And I want to say that for several reasons. The first shot I got downtown. The second shot I got here at Hope. So it doesn't necessarily mean you go back to where you were the first time, you know. So please bear that in mind. After the first shot, I felt fine, no problems. And then I just got the second shot. I've done my 15 minutes of waiting. If anything, the only effect that it had on me is that it just made me hungry. So so I got to get me something to eat. But I do want to encourage people. I saw on the news the other night where someone was, it was even a medical provider that said that she was not taking the vaccine at this point in time. She wanted to wait. She was a person of color. So I do want to encourage people, please take the vaccine. That's one of the ways we're going to need to end this virus. So please do that. Please be patient. Let me emphasize that again. And then we're going to do our very best to kind of get out in the community to make it easier for you to get to these vaccine distribution sites. And then in some cases, if you're homebound, we're even trying to make the way to get to your home to give you the vaccine. Now let me pause. Any questions? Yes. When do we see clinics opening up on the north side or south side? I do know that we're already in the Sunnyside Health Clinic. We're at the La Nueva Casa de Amiga site. That's on the north side. And the Northside Health Clinic. So we're already in those different sites. Okay, and then as we get more vaccines, we will continue to utilize more FQHCs all throughout the city. So it just depends on the amount of doses we will give, and then we are prepared to ramp up. But we are over here, we're in Sunnyside, La Nueva Casa de Amigos, and then the Northside Clinic as well. At this point, we don't know. I was on a call with the big city mayors and also the head of the state health department. What they indicated was that there were literally thousands of doses that were sent to the long-term health nursing homes that have not been used. And so what the state has decided to do is that they are pulling some of those vaccines that were sent to let's say these long-term care facilities that are not being used. And so this coming week, they are putting out a significantly higher quantity to a number of their hubs throughout the state of Texas. I'm hoping, for example, that the City of Houston Health Department, along with the County Health Department and others, will be the benefactors. It will be like a one-time deal, a redistribution, but we don't know exactly what that amount will be. They kind of make that decision on a Tuesday, on about a Tuesday, and then they let us know right after that. You're talking about if we're referring to Minute Maid, at that Minute Maid site, on that day alone, we vaccinated over 6,400 people. There were 900 people that we had to turn away, and all 900 of them, pretty much so, have already received their shot. The very next week, on one of the Northside Clinic, I think it was Denver Harbor, we did about 500, and then at Bayou Center, we did another about 300 or so. So I think with few exceptions, those people who were turned away have received their shot already. We have already started a wait list already. The area agency on aging, you know, there's a wait list there. It's already 70,000 plus people. So that's already in existence. With the 9,000 doses that we received on Thursday, we are applying much of that 9,000 to that wait list. And then we're providing some additional vaccines to other providers in the city of Houston to spread out to our vulnerable at-risk populations. And then 1,300 of that will be used for appointments that have already been scheduled. Well, what's going to help us all out is that if we get more supply. It's going to be frustrating to a lot of people who want the vaccine now, which is good, with there being such a high demand. But as long as, let me use Dr. Pearl's word, as long as you're getting a tiny supply, when the demand is so huge, you're going to have a lot of frustration simply because you don't have the supply to meet the demand. As the supply increases and we're able to push it out to more persons, then I think that frustration will start to go down. It's just like, if you can recall, in testing. Initially, it was slow, then there was a huge demand. We all had to ramp up. And now in the city of Houston, if you want a test, you can get you a test. And you don't have to wait very long at all. In fact, somebody was commenting to me just this week, in other places, other cities outside the state of Texas, for example, they are still having to wait a while just to get a test. But in this city, if you want a test today, you can go in and get a test, and you pretty much don't have to wait much at all. It's my hope that we will get to that point, even as it relates to this vaccine, that as the supply comes in, larger amount, greater certainty, then we can ramp up, and then anybody who wants a vaccine, you'll be able to get a vaccine without having to wait for a long, long time. But it's going to take us a moment to get there, because the supply has to catch up with the demand, and then once we get the supply, then we can utilize the infrastructure that we have. Okay? I was going to say something in Vietnamese, but they did that for me, so thank you. And I was going to say a few words in Spanish, but you called on Chief Pinion, so that, I can't do that. The only thing left for me, maybe is Swahili or something, but I'll hold that. Okay, have a good day. Have a good day. Please tell my daughter congratulations. And we're planning on I told her, a wedding, profit about, Dad I have saved for this wedding about $500. So, we're going to streamline. I'm going to work with special events. Let's try to do a cost-efficient, streamlined operation. All right, enjoy.